Thank you very much for having me here. I feel like I've known you guys and Start Smiling for so many years now, and I can't believe I'm only just coming to the practice. So it's really, really nice to be here. So thank you for having me. I just wanted to catch up with you because, like I said, I've known you guys for years. I've known Start Smiling for years, but I don't know all that much about the history or your personal histories of how you became dentists, what brought you into dentistry, and I want to know.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Tony, do you want to?
Oh yeah, I don't mind starting. Just I think like anything, if people are getting into dentistry, if it's not in the family, just liking sciences and art at school, technology, then you can sort of go down certain routes. And I think being addicted to like Lego when I was little and Meccano sets and painting things, you just sort of think, well, this is a career where you can use those skills, a bit of technology, the sciences, and you get to deal with people on like a daily basis.
Yeah.
So it just kind of happened, and then still enjoying it today. So it's been good.
Good. So no family history?
No family history,
Wow.
no, of sort of any dentist or anything, not any medical stuff really. Even.
Yeah.
So just one of the new thing.
What about you, Tom?
Same for me, really. I was the first one in my family to go to university, and it was art. I was really into art, but I loved science as well. And so, like Tony said, the two just kind of merged together nicely. And one of the things that actually attracted me was when I was looking at the different universities, they were like, "Oh, you cut open dead bodies and things like that." And I was like, "No way! Wow! In dentistry!" I was like, "I'm in, 100%." I don't think they do it anymore, but they did back in the day, so that was exciting.
There was me thinking you were going to say you're attracted because they said they had a big party culture.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying. That goes without saying. And it truly is a profession, I think, where you can be an artist.
Yeah.
You obviously have to have a grounded understanding of science and materials, but it does allow for some artistic flair.
Yeah.
And that has kept it interesting for me. And it allows you to evolve as well, because as you become more excited about certain aspects of dentistry, you can really focus on those and learn more about those and spend more time on those, and you've still got the other things in the background, but it just allows you to sort of change and develop as the career evolves with you, and I think that's really nice.
Yeah. Would you say then restorative or aesthetic dentistry is your passion?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I'll spend all day on a smile makeover, tweaking things and frustrating the laboratory with my OCD and my line angles, but that gives me a lot of joy, and putting that level of care into it is for me, and almost the patient secondary, because they're going to be happy, and when I go to bed at night, I'm really happy with what I've achieved, and I think that's important.
Yeah. So you're still getting a lot of satisfaction out of dentistry. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your passion within dentistry?
Well, again, like I've been involved in implants now for quite some time. I've done a diploma in that. So again, like Tom focuses a lot on the artistic side. Like I like that as well, but maybe I'm a bit more engineer side of it. So the way that the implants go in, the components and all the kits you have with it, I think that gets me excited when I've got a case like that going on. So that's been my part that I've really got into. But we're still general dentists here. We do all sort of aspects of dentistry, and for our patients, they like that because they know that they can stick with you to have all the planning, the surgery side of it, plus the restorative side, and then you sort of see them all the way through. And that's nice for the team as well, because a lot of the nurses, reception team get to see the patient when they first come through the door and see their whole journey all the way through, and then see it completed. I think when you're taking on some of these cases that are very involved, and they're likely to have some things you need to change, or something might take a little bit longer, when they've got that level of understanding of how it all works and the patients get to know the team as well, it's a little bit easy sort of dealing with those complex ones as well.
Yeah.
I think most of the patients, I would say, they pretty much live here for about a year, and so the relationship beyond just the relationship with the dentist or the single tooth restorative dentistry goes way beyond that, because they are coming here every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks for a long period of time, and they need to feel comfortable with everything that's happening as far as the journey to their smart makeover, for example, but also just their care and the hygiene and the person who picks up the phone when there's a problem and things like that. And so those relationships are really important to grow and develop.
And I think I certainly know you guys as being the place to come if you're a nervous patient or a phobic patient. So to be able to come here and have extensive work but be at ease or be put at ease, because I know you do a lot and I've seen it from your entries, but from just knowing the practice, you do that so well.
Yeah, we have patients travel from all over the country, and I don't really know how we've created this kind of reputation of looking after nervous patients. I think it's just the care that we put in and the empathy that we have and the team has, and over time we've just created an environment that does put people at ease. And you tend to find that patients who are nervous require so much that their own dentist that they may have visited just doesn't kind of know where to start because it got too big and it's got too extensive, and then the patient feels like they don't know where to go, and then they come to us and it seems to work. So it's been good for us. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think just from knowing you, I know that you've got so many things in place that can help a phobic patient, but it certainly does seem to be a culture as well within the team. The team are all completely invested in that and want to make that happen for the patients as well. So it has to be an all-round thing for it to work.
Yeah, we try and encourage that we're not ever sort of shutting the door on people, closing down. Like, we're always trying to find a solution or offer an option for them, and we'll try and find a way that they can have the treatment, whether it's through sedation or just splitting up the appointments. But I think as well, if you care on every little thing, like, you know, the way you give the anaesthetic, make it as pain-free as possible. The way you speak to them, make sure you're not judging them or making them feel like they've got shocking teeth. You know, so many people say, I bet you've never seen some teeth like this before. They're often the ones that aren't actually that bad, but they just have in their head this kind of, you know, really low self-esteem, low opinion of themselves. And that often is what puts them off going to the dentist. So, you know, I think it helps as well if you've got some patients that you have treated that have been very nervous, they'll sing your praises after, and then that helps because you just end up getting other patients who have been referred from them, and it just sort of snowballs from there. Really.
Well, you're doing something right because you've won quite a few awards for nervous patients.
Yeah.
And where did Start Smiling begin? How did you two land here?
Well, we've been here, it's going to be 10 years actually, in a month's time. And so I met Tom in 2005, I think it was. We were working in another practice in Essex. And then sort of 10 years after that, we decided to get our own practice. And it took a good few years of looking around and looking different sort of options. And we found Start Smiling here in Ingatestone, and it was an already like a cosmetic, aesthetic-based dental practice, and I think that just was a real exciting opportunity for us to get involved with, and just kind of just went from there, really.
The owner of Start Smiling originally was the very first member of the BACD.
Really?
Yeah. He had his membership card was 001, and apparently he was the first one to put down the subscription money. And so he kind of guided us towards becoming more aesthetic and more aesthetically focused with photography and things like that. And obviously subsequently since then, I've become an accredited member of the BACD, and everything has kind of led us down that aesthetic journey. But the practice was started by him doing that, and so we just kind of carried on that legacy, which has been an honour for us, really.
Yeah. And then since you've been here, or since I've known you, you have won quite a few awards. We can see a few of them here, over many years as well. And you know, you've won Practice of the Year, like I mentioned earlier, treatment of nervous patients. You've won various aesthetic awards and Young Dentist awards. What keeps you coming back? What do they do for you? Why are they important for you?
Well, I'm still waiting for a free drink from yourself, but you know, maybe on the 11th year.
Maybe you haven't gone with the bar yet, or maybe you've already had too many.
Yes, perhaps. For me, I love the awards. I started entering the awards because I wanted. It was when the aesthetic awards were still around, and I wanted to see where my work kind of sat amongst my peers. And I think I entered 4, and I didn't win anything. And then when I went back the second year, I entered 6 and I won 4. And then I went back the third year and won Best Aesthetic Dentist in the UK. But it just shows the progression of my clinical work. And that is down to entering the awards. Because every case that I see, I'm thinking to myself, this could be an award entry case.
Okay.
And so I'm putting in an extra 10%, extra 20% to make it as good as possible. And that starts on 1 or 2 cases, and then that just becomes your lifestyle. And every case that comes in, I'm putting in that extra to think this could be an award entry. And so you just develop and you're pushing yourself continually to get better, to be more of a perfectionist, not to accept slight colour discrepancies and slight shape and form changes. You want to be the best you can be. So for me, it's been a journey of clinical improvement, and actually using the awards and writing up the case entries for the awards. It's enabled us to, or as a practice and myself individually, to critique my own work and continually improve my own work.
Yeah.
So it's led, that those skills have then led on to become BACD accredited, because it's the same skill set, and you use that in other areas of dentistry. For people who do diplomas and master's degrees, it's all about self-reflection and critical analysing your own work, and it drives you down that pathway. So that's why I do it. Also, I just love it. I just love the party. I like seeing the friends that I don't get to see very often, and they're there, and it's good for the team. We go together. It's just it's great.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to enjoy it.
They do.
Yeah, it can be quite a lonely place, dentistry, sometimes, if you're not kind of mixing it up a little bit. You're just stuck in your own practice. And I think it was kind of, after when COVID happened, you had those couple of years where everyone was just getting on with their dentistry and focusing on that. Then at the end of it, you sort of think, well, maybe it would be good to sort of go for the awards again and just start looking at the cases again, start socialising a little bit, networking with people, seeing who's out there doing what. And if you're not doing the certificates or diplomas or something like that, you're maybe not taking those extra bits of like effort involved in your cases.
Yeah.
And sometimes the cases that you don't even think are going to come out special are the ones that are the best. So if you don't photograph them or take your scans and all the other parts that you might not feel you have to in that certain case, you might miss out, because then at the end you get an amazing result and you can show like the whole sort of progress and like the journey through it.
Yeah.
Well, that's for patient communication as well.
Yeah.
I mean, to have a good documentation of an entire journey of a smile makeover or a rehabilitation that's taken 18 months. The next time a patient comes in with the same teeth, because there are only about 10 sets of teeth, and pretty much you can use the same recipe for each of those 10 to get them to that end result. And you can show a patient an exact journey with photographs. You show the end result, and then they can fully understand what would be involved for them to take a similar journey.
Yeah.
And so that recording, record keeping, that photography definitely allows better patient communication as well.
And I think as well, for the team side of things, let's go back to treatment of nerve patients or practice of the year, it sees them benchmarked, the whole practice benchmarked against other practices, so that they know that they're doing it right too. They're so involved and they're getting it right, and that's a celebration on them.
100%, 100%. We are just one part of the big puzzle that is dentistry. We might be the ones holding the hand pieces, but that's a very small part of the journey of the patient. You've got the receptionists, you've got the nursing staff who are keeping them calm and are talking to them. You've got the laboratory team who are working so hard to get their restorations to work. You've got the patients, you've got their family who are supporting them. There's a big thing going on with dentistry. So I think we can't focus on just ourselves. And certainly the more practice-based awards enable us to look at our processes and look at our teams and find out where we're doing well, and also where we're failing and where we need to improve. And I was talking to Tony earlier. Definitely, recently I think it was the private awards that we entered. I was able to go onto the website and realise that there were areas that hadn't been updated, and if I hadn't entered the awards, that wouldn't have happened, and we wouldn't have found those areas where we needed to do more. And you know, it's all about that kind of regular critiquing of not just ourselves but our practice as well.
Do you know, that's something that comes out from everyone I speak to who has gone through the whole process, that it actually, don't get me wrong, and they all say the trophy and the awards night and the celebration is a huge part of it, and that's usually, to have that recognition or the accolade is often why people go into it, but it's the whole process, the learning process throughout, and like you say, how much you can pick up on, and things that you can celebrate along the way to go, we did that really well, we do that really well, but then things that, like you said, we go, well, that slipped a bit, let's update the website, or...
It's like super friendly CQC.
Yeah.
But you're doing it yourself, and then, like I said, you can celebrate the good things and then improve like the other areas.
Yeah.
That is very true. That really is true. And yeah, I mean, the night's great. The awards are great. It's great for advertising, and you know, patients are impressed by it. But for sure, it's a really good process. I mean, I think it was this year or last year, we didn't win that much, and that just goes to show that we've let our standards slip a little bit, and we need to up our game. We need to do a little bit more in a few areas to put us back where we need to be. And so winning is important, but also not winning is also important, because it shows you can improve, you can be better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it drives us forward.
Yeah. So to get to know you both a little better, got some quick fire questions for you. So I focus quite a lot because of how I know you with the nervous patient side of things, that you're really good at helping other people not be nervous or scared. Do you, in your lives, have any phobias, anything you're scared of?
I'm scared of I suppose I am scared of heights.
Okay.
Yeah, I get a bit unsettled. Didn't used to be, but now if I go up to a high area, I will hold on.
Yeah.
Like that's going to save me. And yeah, I just feel unsettled when I'm up high, which is very strange. I don't know why it's happened, but
yeah. You're like nothing.
Not really. No. I said the only thing recently is like sometimes the taxman's a bit scary. Maybe jumping in the sea in places like Italy or somewhere where now you start hearing about sharks and stuff going on. I'm a bit more wary of that sort of thing.
I mean, you can avoid that as well, just don't get in the sea.
I know. Maybe just because my kids now start watching loads of stuff and they're always asking me, are there sharks in the water? Are there crocodiles? And slowly it's sinking in. I'm like, maybe there are. I don't want to go in there. That's the only thing that's changed, I think.
What do you both do? What do you do to relax?
I know what you do.
Well, yeah, so hobbies wise, definitely I'm kind of addicted to golf. I used to like all sports, but I think now every time I've tried to play football recently, I just watch all these 40-year-old men hobbling off with injuries every single week, and I twisted my ankle and was out of it for months. So I think no, there's too many young guys going in with heavy tackles and stuff, so I avoid that. But yeah, just the usual stuff really. Golf as a hobby, and then just holidays and spending time with the family, like out of dentistry. So I think that's like myself and my wife's favourite thing, going away with kids, doing holidays.
Sometimes without them.
Time. Sometimes without them. Yeah. Thank you, like grandparents or babysitters. Yeah.
Tom?
I mean, we've both got young kids, young families, so finding any time to do anything is tough.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's quite embarrassing, I suppose. But during lockdown, I got into magic.
Okay.
So I started dabbling in magic, and I had an interest in it from years ago when I was like a teenager. And then in lockdown, there was nothing to do, so I ordered a couple of magic tricks online. And then the next thing, because of my brain, and I start breaking them down, and then I started to recreate them in what I thought was a better way, and since then I've actually had about 5 magic tricks actually officially released and sold.
Look at that! Not just winning at dentistry.
He'll be performing at one of the nights.
So next awards, I promise I'll do some magic. And
Excellent.
But yeah, no, I like that. It's just like a little thing, and I've got a little area in my garage, and I can tinker away. With little bits of card and stuff.
Little elf shop in the corner.
Yeah. It's as I say, it keeps me out of trouble.
Yeah. Any regrets in life?
Yeah, probably getting into magic. And the wife, the look that she gives me when I'm like, I'm just going to go and spend an hour in the garage. She's just like, oh God, what have I married? Oh my Lord. So yeah, that's probably the regret.
Again, I'm very boring with these sorts of things. I don't kind of look at things with like regrets and stuff too much. I think, no, I'm kind of
very chill.
Yeah,
aren't
no, I'm
you?
very happy about that. It's not worth stressing about
Yeah.
in the past, is it?
No, that's a fact of it. You know, we're fortunate. We've got a job when so many other people haven't, and we've got a team, and we come to work, and we keep patients happy, and you know that there isn't really much more to regret. We've both got kids. Like everything's good.
Yeah.
There's ups and downs with everything, but
in some ways, I'd say potentially not having taken more risks earlier on.
Okay.
When there was the opportunity to sort of do so without so much kind of worry about things. So again, for like really young dentists out there, if you do feel like you want to open your own place or take this diploma or degree or whatever, just go for it, because otherwise later on you start. Yeah. It becomes a little bit harder to sort of do those things.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily risky, but you know what I mean, like taking those big steps.
Yeah. Finally, and I know we're in Start Smiling, but what's your favourite sweet? Favourite candy?
Gosh,
You must have one.
Just chocolate,
Really?
Yeah, I'm all over chocolate. Twix.
Yeah.
Love a Twix.
With a cup of tea?
Oh, coffee.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, if you bite the ends off and you put it in, you can suck
My
it up
husband does
through it.
that.
Yeah, I've not tried it.
Yeah.
There are other things you can do with Twixes as well.
Let's bring in a coffee and a Twix. We'll see how it goes.
It's no.
Someone said the other day, what was it? A Kit Kat with tomato ketchup on it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was on the radio, wasn't it?
Oh no, that's not okay. I know people dip their chips from McDonald's into a milkshake. That seems quite common.
That's the thing.
But Kit Kat and ketchup, I think, has to be a no-no.
Just coffee and chocolate at the end of the meal was good.
Yeah. Good. Right, well, thank you again. Thank you so much. It's been so lovely, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
And can't wait to see you at the next awards.
Oh yes, we'll be there. Whether we'll remember it or not.
Well,
Who knows?
that's why we take photos.
Yeah.